Harry Potter versus J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
Why is one okay and not the other?
Yeah. Just at a very simple kind of fatherly level, this is something that, to me, what then Cardinal Ratzinger, okay, Benedict, wrote it, spoke out against it.
Against Harry Potter.
He did. And he called it the subtle seduction. That it has an allure and a subtle seduction. And I think what he meant by that was, here we are at an age, the age that Therese got her vocation, the age that children often get their vocation because, you know, when you have kids, they see the world differently. They're pure. Yeah. And they're open. We're made, like St. Augustine said, our hearts are restless and they rest in thee, and their childlike simplicity is oriented toward God. They're profoundly pure up until, you know, at this young age, at that age when they're most open to the other, to what they were created for, to God, the authentic. Society comes in with this parallel, anti-false, cotton candy spirituality that fills that void. And so rather than focusing on Christ and fostering that spiritual longing for God, this fills the gap. Like you and I can get hungry tonight and we can go pound cotton candy and fill our stomachs and not be hungry. But it's just not authentic. You know, it's not real substance. It's not real food.
All right, so there's magic. There's magic in there. That's
right. So now remember, Father Amorth said there's no such thing as white magic and dark magic. So I've heard proponents say this is dark magic versus white magic. This is, you know, dark magic versus white magic. And so it's good versus evil, and that's not, you know, so what Father Moore says, there's no such thing as dark or white magic. It's all magic has recourse to Satan.
Okay, so
that's a huge difference between allegory.
Okay, so but what's Gandalf?
Gandalf is an allegorical for Christ. Right, Gandalf is an allegory. All of the Tolkien was written with allegorically for Christ. Same thing with C.S. Lewis. So there's a difference between writing allegorical literature for children and another one drawing from that same kind of genre, but having it totally different than its foundation. So you could sit down with Tolkien and show where he's written this as allegorical. Mm-hmm. So there was a subtle difference, and this is why he calls then Cardinal Ratzinger said the subtle seduction. And I can just tell you personally, when I was like, okay, whatever. And there's a certain time in Harry Potter where he spoke what he called parcel tongue, right? This was snake language. And the first time you hear that coming out of a human being's voice, which is exactly like it was the Harry Potter voice on the movies and the books. The first time you hear that, yeah, I'm not a fan anymore. First time you hear
so you're saying,
speaking,
so just to be clear, in the movies and in the book, they have a snake voice.
Yeah, there's one
that Harry Potter is speaking.
Yeah, Harry Potter. They have these different houses, and there's this one certain house that's named after the snake or Slytherin or whatever, and
which is always an imagery for evil.
Yeah, it's always going back.
So why
again.
would she be doing that? And in fact, I think in Lord of the Rings, the bad guys, like Snake Tongue is one of the, I forget the character's name, but it means snake tongue. And so that's always the bad guy. Yeah. And so to take that and make that the good guy.
And the rebellion, not to mention the good guys in the Christian literature are honorable and good. In Harry Potter, it's rebellion against family. It's rebellion against authority. So there's a lot of subtleties there that I wouldn't recommend.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, again,
something I want to dive into much deeper one day and get some kind of expert on these two pieces of literature and just really dive into it, because the wars that these.
I know it's very unfortunate, but I try to stay away from
all the things that you can read. Why parents are spending months reading this to their children, and they just love it. They just love it, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's given everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
But there's a whole genre of fantasy novels now that Tolkien made it famous, but then just the amount of derivatives from this is substantial. And I have no way of knowing what's good or bad. I mean, there's whole magic systems now.
Yeah. Now you can get the Harry Potter spell book. You can get.
That's messed up. Yeah, I mean, that should tell you something right there.
Yeah, that'll tell you something right there. There's no such thing as the
Gandalf spell book.
Gandalf spell book, Lord of the Rings spell book.
Of course, if the Tolkien estate could do that to make money, they might do it.
Oh, for sure.
They're getting further and further away from Tolkien himself. Hey, thanks guys for checking out the Conor Gallagher Show. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, or comment, or whatever you got to do to support it. And I appreciate that very much.